Assalamu alaikum dear students. Today we will further discuss about chapter data devices. So what are we studying right now is memory. The storage capacity of a computer is called its memory. That means how much storage is present in your computer. That is termed as your memory. Memory enables the computer to store data, instructions and informations. So all of your data, your instructions and your informations are stored in the memory in your computer. Data are facts, figures, words, etc. that we want the computer to work on. So students, to computer to work on, there is need of data, which is the collection of various informations like facts, figures and words, etc. Instructions are the commands that tell the computer how to work on the given data. So student, whatever the data is given to the computer, there is some instructions that are given as a command to the computer. Information is the result or the output given by the computer. So whatever the output or result is obtained from your computer, that is called information. Next is binary digits. A computer works with only 2 digits. Bi means 2 and binary digits means 2 digits, 0 and 1. The data input into the computer is first converted into zeros and ones. So students, all of your data present in your computer is first converted into a binary digits, that means into 0 and 1 form, to make the computer make it understandable. These digits are called binary digits or bits. They are also called like bits or binary digits. A bit is the smallest chunk of information a computer can work with. 8 bits make up a byte. So students, 1 byte equals to 8 bits. A byte is denoted by capital B. So 1 byte equals to 8 bits. The memory of a computer is represented in bytes. You might listen, there is a GB, that GB memory or that GB memory, that means gigabytes. So all of your memories contains the data in byte. A byte is the unit of measuring computer memory. The higher units of memory are given. 1 kilobyte equals to 2 to the power 10B, which is equals to 1024 bytes. 1 megabyte, that means MB, equals to 2 to the power 10 KB, which is equals to 1024 KB. 1 gigabyte equals to 2 to the power 10 MB, which is equals to 1024 MB. 1 terabyte equals to 2 to the power 10 GB, which is equals to 1024 GB. 1 petabyte equals to 2 to the power 10 TB, which is equals to 1024 TB. So students, these are all the higher units of memory. Now there are certain types of memory. Computer memory can be classified into 3 types, namely primary memory, read-only memory and secondary memory. So students, if we talk about the classification of computer memory, then computer memory can be classified into 3 different types: primary memory, read-only memory, secondary memory. Primary memory is the internal memory, read-only memory is the ROM in your computer, and secondary memory is the external memory. So in primary memory, it is further classified into random access memory, that is called RAM. In secondary memory, which is an external memory, it is further classified into various things like floppy disk, hard disk, CD, DVD, Blu-ray disc, flash drive, USB. All of these comes under the secondary memory. Now let's talk about what is primary memory. Primary memory is also called internal memory and is the main area in a computer where data, instructions and information are stored. So students, all of your data, instructions and information are stored into a main area that is called an internal memory. So So primary memory is the internal memory where all of your data, instructions and information are stored. This memory can be directly accessed by the CPU. So the student's CPU, which is the central processing unit, can directly access this memory. The CPU accesses the memory in a random manner. Hence, it is also called random access memory, which is RAM. So students, CPU is accessing the memory randomly. That is why it is termed as RAM, which is called as random access memory. The CPU can access data from RAM only till the time the computer is switched on. So students, if your computer is switched on, then CPU can access data from RAM. As soon as the power to the computer is switched off, so students, if you switched off the power of your computer, the stored data and instructions disappears from RAM. As students, CPU is accessing data from RAM randomly, and it's only possible till your computer is turned on. But if your computer is turned off, all of your stored data will disappear from RAM. This kind of memory that loses its contents when the power is turned off is also known as volatile memory. So students, what is volatile memory? Volatile memory means that the memory which is used for temporary purpose, which can lose its contents if your computer power is turned off. RAM is also called read or write memory, as we can read information from it as well as write instructions on it. So students, RAM can read and write memory. That is why RAM is called as read-write memory. Now let's talk about ROM. ROM means read-only memory. ROM is a memory from which usually the information can only be read. That is why it is known as read-only memory. So students, from ROM the computer can only read the memory. This memory can also be directly accessed by the CPU, but the data and instructions stored in ROM are retained even when the computer is switched off. This kind of memory retains its contents even when the power is turned off, is known as non-volatile memory. So students, as you have noticed, there is a difference between RAM and ROM. RAM means random access memory. RAM contains non-volatile memory and ROM contains non-volatile memory. RAM cannot store the data if the power of your computer is turned off, but the ROM can retain all of its contents even when the power is turned on. That is why RAM is called as volatile memory and ROM is called as non-volatile memory. ROM has the features of both primary memory directly accessed by the CPU as well as secondary memory, that means non-volatile. So it is non-volatile as well as it can directly access by the CPU. So it has both features of primary memory and secondary memory. Secondary memory will be further discussed in detail in the next session. Nowadays, special writable or programmable and erasable ROMs are also available. Now let's discuss these ROMs. Programmable read-only memory, that means PROM. It is a type of ROM that can be programmed to record information. Once the information has been recorded, it cannot be changed. So students, in PROM, once the information is recorded, it cannot be changed. Now let's talk about erasable programmable read-only memory, that means EPROM. It is also a type of ROM in which data can be erased using ultraviolet light. So students, in PROM, the data cannot be changed, but in EPROM, the data can be erased using ultraviolet light. Electrically erasable programmable read-only memory, that means EEPROM. It is also a type of ROM in which data can be erased using electrical signals. So students, these are all the various types of ROMs that are programmable and erasable. Now let's talk about secondary memory. Secondary memory is volatile and has limited capacity, so it is important to have some other form of memory on which data and programs can be stored even when the computer is turned off. So students, secondary memory or external memory is where programs and data are stored for future referencing. So students, even when the power is turned off, all of your data will be secured in your external memory, that is called secondary memory. It is also called as auxiliary memory. It is different from primary memory as it is not directly accessible by the CPU and is non-volatile. So students, there is a difference between primary memory and secondary memory. Primary memory is a volatile and has limited capacity, but secondary memory is a non-volatile and it can be directly accessible by the CPU and it has a much larger storage capacity. Examples of secondary storage devices are floppy disks, hard disks, CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, discs and flash drives. Let us learn about each of them in detail. First one is floppy disk. A floppy disk is made of magnetic disk enclosed within a square plastic case. In addition to storing data, it can also be used for transferring data from one computer to another. So students, floppy disk can store data as well as it can transfer the data from one computer to another. Floppy disks are available in two sizes. For using a floppy disk, a floppy disk drive is needed. So students, if you want to use the floppy disk, you need a floppy disk drive. This storage device, though very popular at one time, is now hardly used and has been replaced by CDs and DVDs. So students, nowadays floppy disk is not so popular as it is replaced by CDs and DVDs. Next is hard disk. A hard disk is a part of Next is hard disk. A hard disk is a part of a unit called a hard disk drive and stores data. Hard disk drives come in different storage capacities. So students, hard disk drives are also used to store data and it has various storage capacities. For example, 320 GB, 500 GB, 1 TB, 2 TB, etc. A hard disk is made up of a collection of disks, one below the other, known as platters. So students, there are so many platters in your hard disk. That means it is the collection of disks. The platters are coated with magnetic material and each platter consists of a number of invisible circles. So students, in each platter there is invisible circles and these platters are coated with magnetic materials, all having the same center. So students, all of the platters have the same center and that same center is called as tracks. The tracks are further divided into sectors. Data is recorded on these tracks in the form of tiny magnetic spots. So students, all of the data is recorded in these platters in the form of tiny magnetic spots. The presence of a magnetic spot represents the bit 1 and its absence represents the bit 0. So students, as I have already told you that computer takes the data in the form of binary digits, that means 0 and 1. So same as in hard disk, in platters there is the center which is called as tracks and these tracks are further divided into sectors. Data is recorded in these tracks in the form of 0 and 1. If there is the presence of a magnetic spot, that means that is 1, and if there is the absence of that magnetic spot, that means that magnetic spot is not present, then it will represent the bit 0. CD-ROM. A CD-ROM means compact disc read-only memory. It consists of tracks and sectors. It can store up to 700 MB of data. CD-ROMs are available in two main forms, CDR and CDRW. CDR means compact disc recordable. Once the data written onto CDR, it cannot be erased, it can only be read. So it is non-erasable CD. Whereas CDRW, which stands for compact disc rewritable, and in this CDRW, once the data written onto it, it can be erased to write or record new data many times. It also called as erasable CD. To use a CD-ROM, a device called the CD-ROM drive is needed on the computer. DVD. A DVD means digital video disc. It is also called as digital versatile disc. It stores up to 4.7 GB of data. It looks similar to a CD. To use a DVD-ROM drive is needed on the computer. So students, DVD looks just like a CD, but it can store up to 4.7 GB of data. Next is Blu-ray disc. A Blu-ray disc looks similar to a CD or a DVD but can contain up to 25 GB of data. So students, as you have noticed, as we are talking about different discs, there is a difference of storage in each disc. Like Blu-ray disc can store 25 GB of data. To use a Blu-ray disc, a Blu-ray reader is required. Some higher models of laptops have a Blu-ray reader. Next is flash drive. A flash drive comes in various storage capacities, for example 1 GB, 2 GB, 4 GB, 8 GB, 16 GB and so on. It can be used to write, read, delete or transfer data. It is widely used nowadays because it is easy to use and small enough to be carried around in your pocket. To use a flash drive, a USB port is needed. The device is plugged into the USB port of a computer. So students, flash drives are very used commonly nowadays because they are easy to use and they are small enough and it can use to read, write, delete or transfer data. And as it comes in various storage capacities, so flash drives are really common nowadays.